Hi, this is Attorney Mike Griffin coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today we're going to look at Better Call Saul Season 5, Episode 1. It's called Magic Man, and it's good stuff. Let's do it. Today I've got a special treat. Behold my University of American Samoa Law School sweatshirt. Go Land Crabs. Okay, it's the start of a new season, and therefore we're going to visit Gene with a flash forward. Gene is in the mall as usual, and someone recognizes him, and he's not happy about it.
You know, back in the day when I lived in Albuquerque with my ex, I used to see you everywhere. You were on the billboards, on the TV. I used to have one of your matchbooks.
You got me mixed up with...
Whoever recognizes him forces Jimmy to do his Better Call Saul bit and confirm that it is in fact him.
Once again, and do the point.
Better Call Saul.
There we go.
This ends up kind of freaking Jimmy out and sends him to go call his fixer.
Best quality vacuum, how may I help you?
Yeah, I need an adapter for a Hoover Max Extract Pressure Pro Model 60.
Then in the middle of that conversation, Jimmy changes his mind and decides to deal with this himself. We don't know what that means exactly, but that's where they leave it.
I've changed my mind.
Change your mind.
Yeah.
To be clear, you are not going forward with this.
So here we get back to the timeline, and Jimmy is doing the paperwork to get himself reinstated as an attorney so he can practice again. And this gives me a little opportunity to talk about law stuff. Okay, these clips are interesting for a couple of reasons. One is it's the final transformation into actual Saul Goodman, the title of the show and the whole thing. Here it is. Here he's actually doing it. And I was sort of intrigued by this. I'm sure everybody was from the beginning. How does that transformation actually take place? But on the law and the sort of law stuff angle of this is, if you're not an attorney, you may not be aware of this. You can't just practice any way you want to. There's all these rules, ABA Model Rule 7.5 is probably the nearest on point, but there are a lot of issues in how you practice law. It's sort of a new development that you can practice as a trade name as opposed to your last name. It gets complicated. You can't have a partner in a firm that's holding public office, for instance. You may or may not be able to have a deceased partner on the firm if that's part of the ongoing business for a long period of time and how the firm is known. My whole point is it gets very, very complicated. The only simple way to not run into trouble with anything as an attorney is to practice under your own name. So here he is, and they don't really get too deep into it. You'll see the clip here. He kind of just, I don't know if he's changing his name or doing his law registration. It's not clear to me. Either way, it doesn't matter for the plot. All you really need to know is it's a big deal. If you're doing anything other than using the name on your birth certificate and practicing as that attorney at law or your last name in a list, if you're in a firm, you've got to do some thinking. That is just your name is the only thing that you know you don't have any problem with. Anything else may or may not violate ethical codes, and you have to look it up and figure it out, and it's a hassle. So it's no light matter that he's practicing under the name Saul Goodman, despite the fact that his name is Jimmy McGill.
You're changing your name? No. Well, yes, but it's for my clients.
You're going to call yourself Saul Goodman.
I'm already calling myself Saul Goodman. We've talked about this. That's Skells who've been buying my phones.
If you like any of this content, the best way to support me and the channel is to hit like, subscribe, share with friends, and put some comments in the comment section below.
Notice of entry.
Jimmy, Saul, Goodman, McGill.
Jimmy's whole basis for using the name Saul Goodman is as he's become well known in the community and what he suspects is the criminal community, selling disposable phones to people who want privacy, which is probably a good overlap with the criminal community. And he was doing that under the name Saul Goodman, so he wants to use those contacts going forward with the reopening of his law practice.
Okay, and for added sweetener, limited time only, non-violent felonies, 50% off.
This is a good bit. Kim objects to his plan of offering a discount, and he explains to her that this should not inspire crime in any way.
1 scoop or 2?
1.
Kim, you don't know these assholes like I do. Rain or shine, these morons will be out there doing stupid shit and getting arrested for it.
Kim's next objection to Jimmy's plan inspires this episode's favorite line.
Sure. I'm just worried about how this reflects on you.
You know what? When you're right, you're right. What am I doing cutting prices?
Finally, Jimmy explains what's really going on with his actions, and it actually kind of makes sense.
I can't go back to being Jimmy McGill. Jimmy McGill, the lawyer, is always going to be Chuck McGill's loser brother. I'm done with that.
Meanwhile, Lalo and Gus are still going at it, and here Lalo explains to Gus that he's got a good idea of what he's doing.
You know, it's going to be a very nice chiller. South wall's going to look beautiful.
Here, Jimmy sets his reopening plan into action and goes out to give away cell phones and get new customers.
Welcome. Take the load off. Before we talk phones, let's talk you. I'm guessing from our brief acquaintance that you're a fella who, occasionally, through no fault of your own, finds yourself in a Donnybrook or two. Yeah, a knuckle duster. A fist fight. I'm thinking you might be someone who partakes of the herb of the earth. I'm guessing that you ladies are popular with the fellas, and this could lead to a misunderstanding with the boys in blue. Say hello to my little friend.
After his cell phone giveaway, he has this sort of charming moment with Huel.
Very good. Oh, yeah. Very good.
Well done, Magic Man.
We're just getting started.
Meanwhile, they're kicking the construction crew out after Mike had to get rid of Werner, and Kai actually tries to be nice to Mike, but it doesn't work out so well for him.
I will never say anything. Ever. It has to be done.
That might have been just a little too soon for Mike. Here in another charming bit, Mike shows that he can take an insult to himself a lot easier than an insult to Werner right now.
It was worth 50 of you.
So Gus tries to keep Mike on in his employment after the Werner debacle, and Mike's not real interested.
No, this is not it. Once Salamanca is dealt with, and he will be dealt with, construction will resume.
Here Mike really gets set off by Gus saying that Werner's wife had been compensated.
I would choose my next words very carefully if I were you.
You keep your goddamn retainer.
I love this next bit. It just involves some of the secondary characters that I really like, namely Bill the prosecutor and the ever annoying film crew.
On the latest development,
The Graven what?
people are saying you're prosecuting an innocent man. Does the DA's office have something to hide?
Well, what, Excuse me, please let me through.
They just pushed all my buttons here. First of all, Jimmy's got a horrible yellow shirt on. Second of all, he tries to pull this routine on Bill, who knows him. He knows him as Jimmy. And Bill plays it perfectly.
The Albuquerque DA's office is perpetrating an outrageous miscarriage of justice.
You're who?
I'm Saul Goodman, and we are countersuing you and the entire Albuquerque DA's office for malicious persecution, abuse of process.
Seriously?
Yeah, we'll take this all the way to the Supreme Court.
We'll take this all the way to the Supreme Court. I mean, it's just the dumbest thing to say. And Bill knows it, and he's like, "What? Why are you saying this?"
Right. Enough. I've got to be in court.
Go, if you must, but know this. We will meet again.
Finally, Bill is just forced to do what anybody who's actually working would do, which is, I'm in court. I've got to be in front of a judge. I'm going to leave. I'm not even going to pretend to go along with this. This is a very interesting point for the plot. Kim is having a hard time getting her client to take a deal that the client really should take. And Jimmy's trying to help her, but of course he's doing it in the most unethical way possible. He's posing as a member of the district attorney's office, which is hilarious because district attorney's office employees don't wear yellow shirts as a general rule. But it's good enough to fool these people. And Kim says, no way, that's unethical, which is correct. But then she goes, and when she needs to, she falls back on it and lies straight to her client's face. And that's about as bad as it gets.
Is everything all right?
He's from the district attorney's office.
The big takeaways for this episode are that Jimmy is back. He's got his license back. He's now practicing as Saul Goodman, and he's got a plan to develop clients. The other big takeaway here is that Kim is really going to the dark side. Straight up lying to her clients over something she doesn't need to. I mean, yeah, the client should take it, but if your client's not going to take it, I've had clients make bad decisions in the past against my advice, and then you try the case, and if they go to jail, I don't do criminal defense, or if the result doesn't work out for me, you say, I told you, what can I do? There's no need to lie to your client to get them to take a deal. That's just lazy, and it's unethical. Additionally, there's a major battle brewing between Lalo and Gus, and really all Lalo is he just stepped in for Hector Salamanca. That battle's been brewing for seasons, but when Hector went down, Lalo showed up on the scene and just sort of took his place. Here at Law Talk, we do a lot of videos answering common legal questions. We also do reviews of law in the movies and then on TV. We also share some of our more interesting cases. We're always putting out new videos. So if you like that, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell.